que eu não consiga escutar. Eu estou ocupado falando com Jim. Muito louco. Me dá só um minuto, Jim. Eu não quero assustar você, mas eu tomei um monte de Viagra achando que a noite ia ser diferente. 3.
E lá vamos nós entrar na cabeça da menina Folcalor. Porque da outra vez a gente entrou, só que deu tudo errado. Nossa, foi rápido, hein? Sei nem se a live está ativa. Ótimo. Aqui estamos nós, tendo que ver o diálogo tudo de novo.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Furina. Who are you?
Design muito bom, só que descartado. Eu vou pular essa todo de novo.
My goal, of course. Goodness no. The heavenly prince.
Deceiving the heaven.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria, for the uninitiated. She knew full well that and as one of the 7, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather. I spent a terribly long time mulling over, alone on the ocean. I had to. I'm a genius, I know. Although, looking back now, it was. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose.
So you were also once one of the
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even after becoming a god. I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as the me. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable. But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfect. Anyway, all part of. Do you
Beleza.
still remember the final scene of the in order that under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Folcalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from. I suppose now you probably understand why.
But Furina is only human. Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no strong. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure.
It has indeed. And although she is, it's been, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely.
É foda. E nós vai fazer o quê? Vai acabar com isso? Vai fazer o quê? Eu não entendi, mas eu vou fingir que eu entendi. Não dá nem pra você falar uma vez na vida, né, parceiro? Vamos ser rápido porque eu tô cansado. Já dá pra desligar, velho?
Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with the... Oh, I am Folcalor, the eyes of countless Fontaine...
Bora lá, né?
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough. The fire! Pew pew!
Step right up. Yeah.
Scratch that! Boba, get them! Yeah.
Now disappear.
Morra, pronto.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Yeah.
Let the show begin. Shake it and stir.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get this show on the road. And voila!
Nice and spicy. Scratch that. Go, Barbara, go.
Pronto. E agora a gente vai receber o convitinho. E pá. Ingressinho, pá. Nós vai sentar pra ver todo aquele negócio. Ó, Furina. Então, sua função agora é sofrer. Perante o espelho, Fúria. Música veio aí, perfeita.
Furina. Furina. Furina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're near me?
Mirror.
Near me. What do you...
The prophecy.
What prophecy? The people...
Oh.
What? But...
I will tell you how.
Oh. As for that, if there were scales...
I suppose this would also be...
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost...
Play as... a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of
But... how will I do that?
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you all remember. Your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but... So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. But I promise you, all will
A trial? Huh. How exciting.
Ato 2, conversação de Furina. Ó, o Trevor não tá ali na plateia, hein? Pô. Foi preguiçosa, não sabe fazer um jogo. Aí. Ai, tem que entrar por trás, depois tem que entrar por lado. Ai.
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession. But this is my... what should I say? To most appear like a god. To be honest, I still don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Furina de Fontaine, your new Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Folcalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Ué, normal? Tem que
gods
enviar.
be all powerful? She's being so modest. What's
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just...
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a... Right. Near me said that I just need to play the role
Espelho meu.
as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Furina. Think. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut. Now then, let us be
So that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Caralho, o povo de Fontaine é cu, hein?
Shocking. I suppose it's a better look than before. Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin.
A gente pode escolher com exagero ou com exagero.
The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the
A Furina tem que ser exagerada.
On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine. There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed, so long as I, the Archon Folcalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
É, poder político. Volume 3. Ópera Eclipse. Furina. Epiclice. Ah, sei lá, não sei falar. Olha, saímos da cama. Ali tem coisa, porém o iluminado tá aqui. Essa é a sala do Novilete?
Lady Furina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what—
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things.
That's true. I fear I lack the ability to grasp your—
No need for fright. And do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now. Do your duties.
Oh. Tá, a gente vai ver uma série de cenas da Furina.
Lady Furina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance. Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right.
Bater print disso aqui porque essa aqui foi boa.
You remembered me, and you knew of my family too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
You're such a gentle and wise god. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
Ela tentou. Fez a boa. É, Furininha.
Lady Furina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific...
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see all manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to...
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution, but...
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods after all.
É foda, hein, Furina? Volta pra casa. Volta pra sua cama. Sério, visita.
Finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be saved.
Mas se parar pra pensar, Folcalor foi uma puta.
Furina, don't
Tacou tudo nas costas da Furina e é isso.
rest.
Se bem que elas são a mesma coisa, né? Fazer o quê? Ato 4. Ópera Epiclis. Será que não vai acabar, não?
Here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a...
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no...
Ah, ficou rotineiro.
I've waited so...
Indeed, my dear, loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
É, virou rotineiro e ela ficou puta.
Lady Furina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I just don't know when these days will end. I feel
500 anos, Furina.
best.
Ah, filme do caralho, velho. Parece Sumero, porra. 30 anos. Ato. Caraca!
Lady Furina, it's like I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Dioteria.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a...
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Furina.
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. Oh, really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the one.
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it. Honored indeed.
Menina tá destruída, velho.
So interminable. So lonely. Just how much longer? Hundreds of years must have passed
must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears.
Ah, velho.
Tell someone, anyone about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far? I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries. But there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
Furina e...
Furina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone.
Yes,
falas.
falas.
You might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my...
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that And if TRAVAR is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a If... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Furina. You shouldn't be selfish. But what if it's really alright? Furina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once.
Oh,
Just
velho.
this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it long and hard.
E é nessa cena que a caixa cai. E a gente não sabe o que ela vai falar.
No, I have nothing to say. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
É, ela não ia contar.
Fine.
Ela faz bem o seu papel. Ela quer esconder até o final. Pode matar ela por dentro, mas ela vai esconder.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the... It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems
É engraçado que a nossa dublagem, tipo, na legenda tá Oratrice, Tenalize, Condenado. Mas ninguém nunca mais fala. Opa! Bem-vindo.
Taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
Que?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed.
Ah, doida, Folcalor!
I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Furina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the oratory. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all part of your plan, then? But
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne.
A torre sendo a mesa do Neuvillette. Claro!
And breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
Do nada a mina falou, ó, então, essa máquina aqui é pra me mandar de na senhora. Me mandar de Fatui, me mandar de Abismo. Me mandar de Link na Bio, me mandar de 50-50, sei lá.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Folcalor, but for the Hydro Archon.
Cara.
The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime?
Vai tomar no cu de Celeste, velho. Vou queimar aquele lugar.
Stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's origin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be, in other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And you are a devious one, Folcalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Obrigado.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Olha, se não travasse ia ser mais linda ainda, hein? Porra! E foi de Revolução Francesa. Meu Deus, que arco, velho. Que história. Que merda. Eu gostaria de assistir. Mas infelizmente meu celular não aguenta mais.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
E manda todo mundo de Celeste a tomar no... Só de raiva também.
I wonder what
but my dear sister Lynette is...
Cala a boca, Linei. Eu queria ficar triste, mas eu tô mais revoltado. Bora lá, né? Eu não faço ideia do que vai acontecer agora, mas bora.
What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Aquela baleia.
Just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means. And now we should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry.
Agora?
Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
Com
The
prazer.
root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal.
Eu me pergunto como essas falas de baleia devoradora punir aquela baleia não virou meme do tipo, Neuvilete gordofóbico.
Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Nossa! Dragon Daddy, vamos lá! Vamos acabar com essa baleia! Ah lá a baleia. E tem um ser humano ali. Um ser humaninho. Esse é mar primordial ou é abismo? Minha Nossa Senhora da Churupita já? Mano, como é que a gente enfrenta essa porra, velho?
Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you.
No way, Neuvilete. You're crazy, man. Não tem como.
I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Você cheirou pó do que pra ter essa ideia, Neuvilete? Olha, o meu personagem com mais dano não dá dano. Vórtice do Destruidor. Ataques. Eu não tenho pneu nenhumzinho.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to
trigger
its hostility. A chance will present itself.
Pronto, destruiu essa porcaria, cadê? Fiz. Ai! Opa! Hã? Ai! Tá travando tudo. E apareceu esse. Que porra é essa, velho? Mano!
Witness the might of the primordial sea. I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Step right up.
Eu não faço ideia do que tá acontecendo, mas essa música, mano, estilosa pra caralho, velho. Eu não vou ganhar desse cara não, velho.
Now disappear.
Yeah, let the show begin. Boba, get them!
Ah, não, ele invoca bichinho. Não sabia que eu tava enfrentando um Ash Ketchum dos Pokémon aqui, não. Ai, tentar de... É assim que mata esse corno? Morreu? Ah, outra cutscene? Obrigado. Paguei pra ver um filme. Tá. Mano? Mano! E lá se foi Tilde. Tá, né? Agora a gente...
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. Should have been my job, but... Oh well.
Você fez tudo errado?
It was just
Por que
supposed
pai
to be a
montar?
short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
Animal de estimação.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Hyman has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right?
Skirk?
It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals.
Que tipo de gente ia ter a baleia devorador como animal de estimação?
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it...
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being...
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation.
Exato.
So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that...
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Sertologi.
I am unfamiliar with that name.
E eu vou tacar no Google agora. Ah, não, mexi no coisa errada.
Huh. So Master is insufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
Nossa, eu caí numa Wikipédia sobre Denostician Mythology das Schäden des Verizon should meet. Eu caí numa Wikipédia da Noruega. Meu Deus, enfim.
The Fowl?
Cavaleiro Abominável.
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfilnir then? Or...
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine Doctor's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
A parte da Sociedade das Feiticeiras é a mãe de ouvido, né?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. But I suppose you
Ninguém
understand.
conhece a Sociedade Feiticeira.
My master is likely a similar sort to Rheindatter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention of...
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you.
E?
Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
Hein?
What?
Como assim não há por que ficar surpreso?
Not to worry. Folcalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
Tava esperando alguma reação da Paimon, mas não... o jogo tá escondendo o jogo.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne.
Ai, que se foda, que se foda. Deu tudo errado no final.
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Mas tá todo mundo vivaço? Eu gostaria de poder ver jogo. É uma cutscene na água, jogo. É água e gente spawnando, não deve ser tão difícil. My God? Não, qualquer coisa deve ter muito efeito nesse jogo, hein? Meu Deus, os cutscenes estão travando depois do... A última que eu vi que não travou foi o meu vilete lá botando água no negócio lá e... né? Fechando lá a portinha. De resto, porra, travou tudo. Nossa. O Freminete tá no parquinho dele.
Look! The water's receding!
Natural, não tem como essa água ficar aí. A geografia de Fontaine não permite.
It's a miracle! We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Nossa, mais Celeste. Nossa, deve estar todo mundo puto lá em cima, hein? Bando de otário. A cutscene trava, mas nós tá aqui. Fazer o quê?
Are you alright? We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
A profecia foi pro caralho. É isso. É isso. Vai ter mais!
The soul renewed.
Ah,
attacks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the spirit. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia.
Tá, cala a boca, pá.
Brain of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free... The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
Eu tô curioso pra caramba de outras coisas.
Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Nossa, é só você ser preso.
Oh, this time will be different. Come on, let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
A lore principal acabou. Se acabou, final. Vai para a poção. Poção. Opa, tem e-mail. Tava com bug. Beleza. É o que dá. Fica lançando o personagem todo bugado aí. Nossa, ainda tem muita coisa pra terminar, será ainda? Pô, cara. Quanto que eu tenho? 200? Vamos pra poção, vai. Tá bom, vamos seguindo aqui pra baixo. Provavelmente a gente tem que procurar a Navia. Navia? Talvez. Ou, sei lá, andar até aqui. Não, ela tá ali. Ela tá ali junto com alguma coisa. Tem cara de fatui. Era o que eu mais esperava ver.
Navia! Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are going here. Oh, the Fatui are here too.
Infelizmente. Fala, João. João. Seja bem-vindo. Continua aí, a gente tá jogando. Há quanto tempo eu não faço live direito?
This is Mr. Garun Snezhevich. He represented the Nave in sending us a large amount of supplies and is helping with our work.
E nesse momento, Arletino, Serva, Pai, sei lá quantos nomes essa mulher tem, tá lá tentando saber aonde que eu vou roubar gnoses agora.
Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share...
I get where you're coming from. Keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clorind?
Que milagre apareceu por aqui, Clorindo. Não quer entrar tomar uma xícara de café?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Furina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right, all right. She really came here.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision-makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel. About what it was...
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake?
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Clorind at any rate.
Só pode mais projeto de pesquisa, trabalho. Ah, não se preocupa não, tá tranquilo. Sucesso aí, faz o teu game, parceiro. Vem aqui quando você quiser se relaxar e fica de boa.
Of course I will.
Precisa se preocupar com essas coisas aqui não.
All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up and
Ó,
smile.
Paimon. Sai, Paimon. Você não fez nada. Tá bom, fica aí, vai.
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the... Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too.
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress I told him that it was best not to speak too soon.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I...
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything...
Eu vou ter que ir até lá na fortaleza. Porra, será que não dava pra isso ser... Eles cortaram a parte, tipo, de jogo, poderia ser mó da hora pra isso. A parte que deveria ser transição de cena e vai pra lá e vai pra cá, conversa, eles não fizeram. Aí cortaram toda a batalha contra a baleia. Parabéns, legal, Rui. Você, porra. Sumério foi onde vocês gastaram tudo, né? Com a batalha dos Caramúncio.
There's a real nostalgic feeling to this place.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Meu Deus do céu, velho.
Did you come all the way to here?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom are...
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Tá bom. Eu tô bem cansado na real, guys. Toda essa...
Hey, no need to be so nervous. Miss Charlotte.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear...
Sir, please don't say things like that.
Casalzinho.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important?
No, I just... This is my first time being...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. The boat that brought about a miracle. The ark that saved the people. Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Huh. Looks like Charlotte's trying to get hers.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Não, o barco tá guardado, faz sentido.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
Eu gostaria de ir embora, velho, porque, pô, acabou toda a parte boa já.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse?
Porra, mas aí vai virar uma Playboy, porque a X-Wing é uma...
Sure. Come on, Miss Sidwayne, over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Olha.
Oh, sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the front?
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some
Elas vão no
changes,
fundo.
but this place is still more...
Other than that flying ship, I got a tad too much attention.
That's why I decided to let the interview
Tem gente sendo preso
We should direct more public
e
opinion
vindo pra cá morar aqui depois do barco. É isso?
Am I right, Mr. Jurier? Miss Lorvine?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, which is a pity.
I'll just leave the...
Beleza. Ele já tem bunda demais.
Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentence.
Oh, actually, what about you? Are things gonna change for you too?
What change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Furina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Partida?
The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call...
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be...
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about...
Ah, a gente vai ter que andar mais com a Charlotte, cara. Que saco! Pô, Charlotte, vai pra pariu. Ela tem o cara de Maria Fifi. A gente tem que voltar lá no começo, velho. Lá, nossa, velho. Tá. Lá para o porto. Por que o Trevor não é mais mal educado, hein, pô? Ó, ninguém ajuda ele a achar a irmã dele. Ele vai lá resolver o problema da nação. Ele podia chegar lá e falar: não, não quero, vai sozinho. Caralho. Tá achando que eu sou teu escravo? Elas podem meter: mas eu achei que você era nosso amigo. Ah, vá, pá, amigo de Querro. E agora o Linney morre. Ele morreu. Porque eu fui um gênio. E eu vou meter o ovo nele. Não morreu? Maluco, Linnea é uma máquina. Olha lá ele ali.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Mágico gay.
Would you like a magic pocket?
Eu estaria aceitando namorar melhor do que ficar com a Charlotte.
What sort of gadget is it? It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, trick a friend.
A gente é realmente amigo dela?
Like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Explore meu irmão.
Is this what you meant by I'll help you make some more friends?
Esse Freminete é muito fofo, velho. Aí.
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure. Please, write down my address.
You sure are working hard to help Fremine socialize.
Lisinho, mano. Lisinho.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Per as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
E o Freminete foi embora.
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she...
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
Beleza, então, Linnea.
That's all right. We were more than happy to help. So, what's she doing now?
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Furina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvillette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
Vai tomando. Meu pau, velho! Eu quero encerrar essa live agora. Mano, não tem ninguém pra ver que eu tô indignado. Presentinho diplomático é minha pomba. Puta merda, velho. Puta merda, velho. Não.
A diplomatic gift? A gnosis?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, it could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
That's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about.
Pra caralho!
I would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvillette has had a significant...
So there's some reason...
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him... They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
Ah, ele é companheiro de guerra, né?
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Aparece logo.
Father.
Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the Traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to...
That is our duty as harbingers, yes.
Ai, meu Deus. Eu não consigo ter raiva dela, velho. Dela eu não consigo ter raiva. Eu consegui ter raiva do Neuvillette nessa hora. Eu não... Mano... Vocês estão... Ninguém tá vendo, mas porra, eu tô com raiva do Neuvillette. E não da Arletino, velho.
Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone. And you've proved
Essa
yourselves
bolinha
to
tá
be
me enchendo o
great
saco.
partners.
Ah, velho, ela apareceu do outro lado de novo, né? Boas coisas não pode ser sem companhia. Na verdade, eu acabei de lembrar. Por favor, ajude a gente a entregar isso.
A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping...
Infelizmente, eu faço, né?
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are...
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie. The sea breeze is quite pleasant. Oh, I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture.
Ai, tá bom, tá bom. Vai embora, Charlotte. Não quero mais.
Thank you all.
Não quero mais falar
Don't
com
be
você.
too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
To move things about?
That's right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts.
Beleza. Ai, não, velho.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see her?
Ah, não acaba mais, velho. Não, na boa, eu posso xingar o Neuvillette? Posso pegar ele pelo pescoço e bater ele no chão, velho? Só um pouquinho, só um pouquinho. Porra. Ah, velho. A gente defende a nação pra no final os caras entregar gnoses assim, velho. Porra. Eu não fiquei com raiva da Narida, mas eu fico com raiva... Eu fiquei com raiva da Narida? Fiquei com raiva da Narida, mas... Neuvillette, puta que pariu, cara. É uma gnose. Ah, velho. Mata pombo, vai, mata. Se eu puder matar pombo também, eu fico feliz. Não consigo matar pombo. Fonte. Não tem dinheiro, tá. Ai, quer saber? Vamos ver se a gente tem sorte. Isso. Vai que isso me anima, vai. Vem, não vai vir nada, porque eu não tenho sorte. Mas vem, na moral, velho. Como é que nós joga agora, velho? Na verdade, espero que pelo menos o que tenha acontecido de verdade tenha sido. Ela bateu em você. E é isso. Paimon. Paimon. Você tem que ser retardada, Paimon. Vamos lá, vamos falar com o senhor Marinette. É bom que você tenha bom motivo, parceiro, porque eu vou acabar fazendo o Dragon Hydro chorar.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a...
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us on your mind, what with you being busy and... Alright, let's have it then. How was...
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally...
Beleza.
Whoa. So that's what happened? Folcalor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged element. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the... Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Finalmente.
Folcalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
Que as pessoas realmente nasceram.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Folcalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Arch...
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Infelizmente, essa é a parte de pergunta,
Ask
né?
away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Vamos lá. Sobre o veredito inicial preferido para Tyr de...
Many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been... As for the judgment passed by the Oratory, whether it was due to that liability by association, or Folcalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he...
Guess Folcalor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally... hang on a second. Paimon, back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans.
Life has always
E ela é a nossa
flowed like
guia,
water.
chat.
Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in...
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, and instead a form. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new
Paimon sorta gets it now.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Sobre o futuro de Fontaine.
Yeah, about that. Risley said Furina is our...
Ah, Lady Furina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that. I related Folcalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the opera house, not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take... But now that she no longer has to play the role of Folcalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
What about you, then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full power?
After Folcalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to... This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
Oh.
That's true. That power was derived from the people's faith in the... Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay.
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Oh.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Ok. Sobre a gnoses.
Oh, that's right!
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during... Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis.
Distante deles em Fontaine, pelo menos até esse ponto parece ser a gnose.
Has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
Evitar conflitos necessários.
What complicated considerations? Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Beleza, ok. Próxima parada na minha jornada, obviamente, é Natlan.
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume?
Natlan.
I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land.
Essa daqui do meu lado também não tem nenhum talento.
As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Oh.
A nation of dragons?
Aí, ó.
You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form. Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the knave that I believe may be useful to you. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Aê, citaram o Capitano, o cara que se você pesquisar a foto no Google aparece coisa errada.
Captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself
Fatui é
before going to
tudo
Natlan.
mau caráter, né?
In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be
Menos
open to
alguns.
you. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Já sei tudo que eu sei.
Hang on a sec. Paimon's still got a question about the Gnosis. When we spoke to Lenny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis, we guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were...
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly... So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you. In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Oh, mais coisa, mais informação, menos gameplay. Pelo amor de Deus, Natlan, não seja diálogo, seja briga. Briga. O dedo no i gritaria o tempo todo, por favor. Ah, estralei tudo aqui. Ah, vai rodar em cutscene, sério? Se eu rodar cutscene, eu vou ficar triste, irmão. Não vou dizer que eu vou encerrar a live, porque eu ainda acredito que eu vou ganhar mais um negocinho de desejo e posso só acabar a live nessa hora.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. Whoa!
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal
Então não
isn't
estou...
here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite... I'm sure I've encountered something like this before.
I do not know what you
Ah, of course. You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such...
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a...
Well, that much is true. After Folcalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis, but I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Fowl, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is, regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune. To prevent any... To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
Obrigado, Vilete.
No need to fret. These are just my... personal thoughts.
É chato.
And my reason...
This third descender you refer to, who are they?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just was... If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass...
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
Vai.
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I?
Então foi isso. Você me fez ver isso. Nada de nada com coisa alguma. Porra, Neuvilete, vai tomar no seu cu, hein? Ai, tá estragando meu game, Neuvilete.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not.
The remains of... So that's what the gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is...
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
Pera, então o Neuvilete trollou os Fatui?
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
O Neuvilete trollou os Fatui, é sério isso? Ela mencionou um deles. Eu sou o quarto descido. Pra mim, essa informação significa duas coisas. Pera. Hã? Eu sou... São dois diálogos totalmente diferentes, não são conexão nada a outro. Se eu escolher um, eu vou ficar sem o outro, então... Dois, é que quem viu antes de mim já morreu.
I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender.
Pera.
I wonder, is your body...
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all.
Ah, Paimon. O jogo não vai deixar eu morrer, não.
That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here...
Yes. All of Folcalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will. I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Beleza, é isso. É isso. É bem isso. E com isso acabamos Fontaine.
Let the show begin.
Oncinha da Vilete, mais algo a dizer? Antes de eu vazar?
It seems from your expressions that you still ask away. I will tell you the truth. I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime,
Caraca, velho. Pô, mano. Parece que foi curto esse negócio, tipo. Pô. Os diálogos foram muito maiores do que a própria lore em si. Ou eu tô chapado. Que susto, eu achei que eu tinha visto... Eu achei que tinham dado um tiro no jogo, eu fiquei tipo, mano... A Chevrolet nem saiu ainda, já estão metendo pipoco. Beleza, a gente... Vamos fazer o que a gente faz de melhor. Ela ainda tá chorando? Tem que ouvir bem lá no fundo. Tá, eu ouvi alguma coisa. Vem. Ah, velho, vai tomar no cu desse jogo. 11 dias, tá? Enfim, foi isso, né? O que dá pra fazer? Não tem mais nada pra me fazer e é isso, né? Tem lugarzinho pra sentar aqui? Tem lugarzinho pra sentar. Não quero falar com o velho. Ah, tá bom. Vamos falar com o velho, vai. Beleza, o velho tem lore. Agora deixa eu sentar. Bem. É isso. Fiz minha parte por Fontaine e... Parece que o jogo falou. Beleza, agora vai lá pra Nathan. Coisa simples. Acho que é isso, então... É isso. É realmente isso. Eu realmente tô meio sentido, porque... Já? Assim, então de repente... Tá bom, né? Fazer o quê? Quem sou eu pra julgar? Enfim. 1 horinha de live, espero que tenham gostado. Eu fiz o que eu pude pra tentar tirar conteúdo desse jogo. E é isso. Vou indo por agora, então... Muito obrigado mais uma vez para todo mundo que assistiu. O Campos, edita essas coisas. João burro. Não, desculpa. E é isso. Muito obrigado e nos vemos até breve. Eu não sei fazer vídeo. Eu não sei fazer live. Por que eu ainda tento? Fazer o quê, né? Não quer ser CLT. É.